You picked it up 14 times before noon. You don't remember most of those times. Your thumb moved before your brain decided anything. And if someone asked you why, you'd probably say habit. But the real answer is far stranger, and it goes back hundreds of thousands of years before the phone ever existed. This isn't about addiction. Not exactly. It's about a survival system so old, so deeply wired into what you are, that Silicon Valley didn't create it. They just found it. Your brain is not a thinking machine that sometimes gets distracted. It's a threat detection machine that occasionally thinks. That distinction matters more than almost anything else you'll learn today. For most of human history, the cost of missing something was death. A sound in the bushes, a shadow at the edge of the firelight, a change in the behavior of the person sitting next to you. Your ancestors who ignored those signals didn't survive long enough to become your ancestors. The ones who couldn't stop checking, who were always scanning, always alert, always watching for something new, those are the ones who made it. You are descended from the anxious, from the hypervigilant, from the ones who checked. That system never left you. Neuroscientist Kent Berridge at the University of Michigan spent decades separating two things that most people assume are the same: wanting and liking. They feel similar, but in the brain, they are completely different systems. Liking is handled by a small cluster of neurons, the hedonic hotspots, that produce genuine pleasure. Wanting is handled by dopamine. And here is the part that changes everything. Dopamine is not a pleasure chemical. It is an anticipation chemical. It fires not when you get the reward. It fires when you expect one might be coming. Your brain doesn't light up when you find something good. It lights up when there's a chance something good might be there. That is what happens every time your screen goes dark. Every time you hear a buzz. Every time you open an app and don't yet know what's inside. The not knowing is the trigger. The uncertainty is the engine. And your dopamine system, ancient, powerful, indifferent to the fact that you live in the 21st century, treats every unopened notification like a sound in the bushes. Something might be there. Better check. B.F. Skinner figured out the mechanical version of this in 1957. He put pigeons in boxes with levers. When the lever always delivered food, the pigeons pressed it calmly, only when hungry. When the lever never delivered food, they stopped pressing. But when the lever delivered food randomly, sometimes yes, sometimes no, no pattern, no way to predict, the pigeons became obsessed. They pressed constantly. They couldn't stop. Skinner called it a variable ratio reinforcement schedule. It is the most powerful behavioral conditioning pattern ever identified. It is also the exact architecture of every major social media platform ever built. You are not weaker than a pigeon. You are running the same software. The variability is not accidental. In 2017, Sean Parker, one of the original architects of Facebook, said openly that the platform was designed to exploit a vulnerability in human psychology. His words, vulnerability. The question the engineers asked themselves was, how do we consume as much of your time and conscious attention as possible? The answer they landed on was, give people a little dopamine hit every once in a while. Make them come back. Make the reward unpredictable. Make the checking feel necessary. They knew exactly what they were building. They built it anyway. But here's what they didn't create. They didn't create the itch. They just scratched it in a way that makes it worse. The checking impulse, the need to scan your environment for new information, is ancient. Anthropologist Jerome Barco argues that human brains evolved what he calls a fitness-relevant information bias. Your attention is not randomly distributed across the world. It is tuned to prioritize information about status, relationships, threats, and opportunities. Who is angry? Who has power? Who is doing better than you? Who might be talking about you? These were the categories of information that determined survival in small tribal groups. Get them right, and you ate, mated, stayed protected. Get them wrong, and you were alone, or worse. Now look at what a social media feed delivers on every refresh. Status updates, relationship drama, threats, wins, someone doing better than you, someone you haven't heard from in years, someone who responded to something you said. Every single category your ancient brain was calibrated to care about delivered in an infinite, randomized scroll at a rate your ancestors could not have imagined in 10,000 lifetimes.